So we are live, sir.
Mhm. So can we begin?
Yeah, please start.
Good afternoon, respected sir, and a warm welcome to all the delegates. This afternoon, we have gathered for the Healthcare Ideathon. My name is Nandita Thakkar, and I am the organizing secretary for Invade 2022. And I will be moderating today's session with my co-moderator Devang Srivastav, who is the organizing joint secretary for the conference. Today with us, we have Surgeon Commander Dr. Arnab Ghosh, sir, who is a medical specialist, Indian Navy, pursuing PhD in Biomedical Engineering, Department of Biosciences and Bioengineering, Indian Institute of Technology, Bombay. Sir is working on several diverse projects in Nanolab's lab, especially Nanobio's lab, especially in the remote healthcare monitoring aids. Sir is the recipient of AFMC Gold Medal for the Best MD Thesis 2014-17 batch. He also received the Best Innovators Award in Armed Forces consecutively for the fourth time since 2019. We welcome you to our session, sir. Before starting the Healthcare Ideathon, I would like to request sir to address our participants and the audience about the bio-innovation and opportunities. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Nandita. I thank the organizer for giving me this honor to judge this session and also, interact with you guys to share my experience in innovation, specifically biomedical innovation. So my profile is a little bit confusing, though I am a medical specialist, MD in medicine, but I thought there are several problems which we should solve for giving people the affordable healthcare. And being doctor, we are not contributing too much in the IP generation as well as biomedical device innovation for last 2-3 decades. And this is the need of the society that we come up with the hardcore solutions for the problems which the mankind is facing for a long time. So I'll be giving a short presentation about biomedical innovation, a systematic approach. So can I share my screen?
Yes, sir.
I think there is, my screen sharing is disabled.
So just a second. Lavina, can you make sir the Yes, sir, now you can.
Yeah, it's done.
Just a minute. Yeah. Just 1 minute. Is my screen visible to you?
No, sir, not yet. Sir, it is visible, but can you change the tab once?
Is it visible now clearly?
So we can't see any PPT.
In PPT, it's not visible. Just 1 minute. Now my screen is visible. So PPT is not visible, correct?
Yes, sir, your screen is visible.
Yeah. Just a minute. Is the PPT visible now?
No, sir.
Now? No?
Not yet, sir.
I don't know why it's happening. Still not visible, no?
No, sir.
So, just a minute. Can I share the PPT with you?
Yes, sir, that'll be fine.
Yeah. Just a minute. I'm just sharing. I'm trying it from MacBook Pro, but I think there is some security issues which is preventing this thing to present. Yeah, I've shared with on the WhatsApp. I've shared. You can just open it from your side.
Sir, just a second. WhatsApp. So, have you shared it with Devang or?
I think it's with Samachalam, sir.
Samacham, sir, can you forward it?
Yeah, I'm back. I was disconnected. So can you just
Yes, sir. Sir, just a minute, sir. I think you've sent it to Dr. Samachalam, sir. So I was just forwarding it, I think.
Ananta, I shared the.
Oh, yes, sir. I received it. Yeah. I'll just present just a second.
so how many participants are there in this meeting today?
So we have 4 finalists. Apart from that, we have moderators and yes, sir. 4 finalists are there.
An audience?
So we are YouTube live, so I don't know, sir, how many have joined. I'll just check.
No problem. Can we just start?
Yes, sir. Just a second. So just give me a moment. Mine is not Apple, so I'm unable to view the browser. I'll just sort out the issue once. Devang, can you try opening it in your device once? Can you try downloading
Yeah,
it?
I'm trying.
Devang, is it opening at your end?
Arnab sir, can you try
No,
sending
sir.
PPT format because it is not getting opened? Or else, sir, can you try presenting your whole screen once?
I tried that. I'm trying again. Okay, just a minute. I'm
Okay,
trying.
sir.
Yeah. So just a minute. Uh, you have to give me the rights to share my screen. Host disabled attendee screen sharing.
Yeah, Lavina, can you make
Um,
Sar co-host again?
Sir, you're the co-host now.
Yeah. Let me share the screen. Visible? The screen is visible?
So screen is visible, but your PowerPoint is yet not visible.
Okay. Just 1 minute. Now,
Right. So can you try sharing the file in other format because you have sent it in .zip format. So can you try to share it in another format because that is not supported in this browser. Neither can Devang do it.
okay. I'm sharing the entire screen, but I don't know why it's not coming. The entire screen is shared.
So you can try by doing the
Anyways,
window.
let's do one thing. Much time has been wasted for this. Let's drop this presentation. I just want to give my key messages. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Because I mean, the presentation takes around 20-25 minutes. So I don't want to waste that time, I mean, for you guys. So my message is that being an innovator in this field, I am here for 5 years, and I have learned through the harder way. And there was no one to guide me at the beginning, because into 2017 there was not much awareness about healthcare innovations, and especially for doctors. Though I mean, my colleagues are busy in practicing and all. Uh, I mean, we didn't feel the need to get involved in innovation process. But I think that is very important, because if the medical fraternity is not involved in the development process of a medical product or products, then the process remains incomplete. Engineers have the solutions, but finding the right problem statement is very important. There are multiple ways or thousands of ways to solve a problem, but identifying the key questions is the most important thing. So the message to the inventors is, you should try to start your innovation journey with good problem statement rather than ideas, because ideas should not be the starting point of a process, because that becomes a phase gate process. That means you will be determined to establish that idea. But if you start with a good problem statement, ideas can be many. So one idea may fail, other ideas may be useful. So in that case, multiple iterations, options, and opportunities will be available. So the problem statement needs to be very highly screened, or maybe just, I mean, in proper way it should be. Uh, I mean, I call it need statement finding and screening. So first you should find the statement from the relevant field, and do a screening of similar problems and pick up the best problem statement. Then you go for a good brainstorming about the problem statement to validate it. When the problem statement is validated, then you should find out the functional requirements. The functional requirements can give you technical requirements of the functional requirement. For example, I should give an example. Someone said that while treating a patient, the patient's blood spilled out, and it soiled the bed, and the few drops were there on the floor as well. So in that case, we need to give sodium hypochlorite solution to disinfect that. After that, wiping it out is the solution. Otherwise, what happens? It may infect others. So can't we have something which can directly gellify or solidify the blood, and we can just remove that solidified element, so that this wiping, again, wet floor and all, these problems can be overcome. So my question was that why did you start with this idea that uh, blood blood has to be tackled? Why can't it be body fluid? Is this not applicable to all body fluids from a infected patient? So based on that, these kind of questions, we find out the functional requirement. That means, first is that it should be useful for all kinds of body fluids. Second is, it has to have a good affinity towards the body fluid, so that we can just solidify that. It should be disinfecting. It should be economical. It should be this thing, that thing, many things. So find out the functional requirements. Don't jump into ideas at what can be the solution. If you go jump into the ideas, there might be better ideas which you are overlooking or maybe bypassing, and you think that this idea is the best idea to solve the problem. But idea should come later. First, the functional requirement should be identified and validated. Based on that, we would find out at least maybe 10 technical solutions for one functional requirement. So based on that, select and rank the possible solutions, and try to solve the all the technical problems or technical requirements by one or two or maybe three methods. Then you get your solution. Then the idea comes that how to solve the problem. The message is, don't think solution oriented, think problem oriented. If something you want to do for innovation's sake, don't do innovations for your enthusiasm only. Do innovations to solve problem of the society, of mankind, because in that case it will be a sustainable innovation. People will use it. You can see your products being used by people in your lifetime. Plus, it should have, just a minute, yeah, am I visible? Yeah. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
it should have a techno-commercial aspect. That means the product should be commercializable. If the industry doesn't come into picture, then who will make it, who will sell it, and who will buy it? So definitely look at the user angle. So user-centric innovation is important, as well as innovation has to do a good business. Otherwise, it will not be sustainable, and something else, something better will be invented by someone if these aspects are not taken care of from the beginning. That means, if you want to invent something, that means you are solving a problem, think like a user. If you are given this product, how will you use it? How much convenience is there? That means how much user friendly the product will be, how much environment friendly, how much energy friendly the product will be. These aspects are very important. So just telling about what is innovation, how to do it, it's there is no set path. You have to be creative in devising your path, but the main theme should be to focus on the techno commercial aspect of the innovation. Otherwise, entire process will be an adventure. Okay, and innovation is very expensive, because not only it requires a great lot of fund for development of a product, but also IP protection is a very important issue. So you should be knowing about what is intellectual property related to the innovation. It is not necessary that always a product has to be novel, because many a time we focus on indigenization than innovation. There are many such articles or maybe publications called non-patent literature. there are many patents which have lapsed in last 2-3 decades or maybe before. There are almost 15 lakhs products which have no patent rights. So we can also start with those non-patent literature, so that there is no IP infringement problem. We can better those. So nobody or very less people, very few people talk about this. I talk about this because in India, especially in India, we need indigenized products. So young innovators are here. I'm just telling you that our country needs affordable healthcare that will come from indigenization, and that is more important than doing something very innovative, very novel, because most of the time disruptive innovations, the society does not accept disruptive innovation, especially in healthcare. It takes time to adapt to a technology in healthcare. So if you want to drastically change the way the doctors practice medicine, that is difficult. I'm not saying it is impossible, but it is difficult because there is regulatory issues, approval issues, many things. So medical innovation is not a cakewalk because it involves lives. So it's a very serious process, and we should be connected. The innovators should be connected not only within themselves, but also with the academia, with the industry, with the IP firms, with the regulatory bodies. Okay, so it's a network. So good thing that the organizers are having such kind of event, hackathon and all. So these events need to be more in numbers. The participation should be very the number of participants should be more, and the culture of innovation should grow. So I focus mainly on ecosystem building. So I welcome, thank, and express my gratitude to all inventors and the organizers for organizing such an event. And that's all. That's the key message. The key message is from me, and I am in IIT Bombay. If anyone wants to connect to me and also work with me, work with me, so can connect through the organizers or maybe personally. So it's a great privilege for me to be here. So over to Nandita. That's all from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for that insightful session. It was really inspiring. So before moving on to the presentations, I would just like to briefly talk about the instructions for today. So we have 4 finalists. Time allotted to each participant is 7 minutes, and question and answer will go on for 5 minutes. All participants are requested to switch on their cameras. You have to be loud and clear, and you have to stick to the time limits. So I think we can begin the session, sir. Can we?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay, sir. Over to you, Devang. You can tell all the participants to come one by one.
Yeah, thank you, Nandita. So we'll be beginning with the competitions. First participant who will be presenting today will be Riven George De Silva. Can you present now?
Yeah, Devang, just a minute. Can
Yeah.
you enable
Okay.
screen sharing?
Yeah, sure.
Nandita, please change the settings to enable screen sharing for everyone.
Yes, sir. Done.
Okay, I think I'm able to do it. Is my screen visible?
Yes, it's visible.
It's visible. Yeah.
Okay, I'll begin. Just a minute. Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Myself, Riven George De Silva, intern from Belagavi Institute of Medical Sciences. Today, my Ideathon is about blockchain medical record keeping, a potential game changer for hassle-free access to healthcare. The problem statement. The current existing problem is a difficulty in medical record keeping and the need for physical infrastructure for storage of data that is coupled with the toil to access the existing records for further treatment and management of the patient condition. Background for this problem statement. In 2004, Beverly Scott of the NHS Information Standard stated that there was a lack of standard model for documenting and communicating information across the NHS. So the lack of adequate systems will lead to delay in healthcare records reaching a majority of the hospital, and hence documentation of local authorities also will be delayed. Relevance of this is to make up for the above shortcomings of the existing systems in various countries, which exist even across the advanced healthcare systems such as the NHS, and is a step forward in patient care in terms of background organizational competence. The objectives of the current system will be to create a system to feed all patient information in the blockchain, give exclusive rights to patients to permit to access to third parties, and to allow universal healthcare data access to healthcare professionals for research following patient consent. So what's the solution? The solution is as follows, that is storing patient information on a blockchain. Blockchain is a pretty vague term. It more likely comes in the screen of distributed ledger technology. So what is distributed ledger technology? Just the features of these technologies include it's programmable, secure, it's anonymous, it is time-stamped, it's unanimous, it is immutable and distributed. So how does a blockchain work? In a nutshell, I can say that this would be a number which would be given for a hash previous one. So you would list it as a set of transactions. There's something called proof of work. So your proof of work one would be your hash of previous two. So basically such blocks will be connected with a chain. And how would you get this proof of work? Would be to find the H value of this. That H value can be usually found out by cryptogenic hash functions. That is example, one of them being SHA-256. There are various other algorithms like this also. One of the prominent and popular ones use SHA-256. So this is how the blockchain can be inculcated in the current existing medical record keeping. The data owner would be the patient. So he would provide the hash of the data and the permission grant to hospitals for medical record keeping, universities for research or case studies, government for medical census or to keep a track of maybe number of vaccines or number of cases, insurance companies for disbursement of policies and insurances and updation of policies, and research institutes for the valuable data that the patient can give as for research purposes. So with this permission acquisition and data integrity verification, we can provide patient data access to all these institutions. So data keeping agency can be established, which protects the data of patients from external cyber attacks. It will also be responsible for maintaining the blockchain. As the details of the patient are visible to everyone in a blockchain, only the hash can be used to store it in a blockchain. So it can be further encrypted to provide more levels of safety. And any individual or group seeking access to patient records would have to take prior consent or act under a directive to access the records. A few of the use cases which can be a byproduct of storing patient medical records on blockchain, it could be healthcare data and exchange and interoperability, education and billing management, drug supply chain and integrity and remote auditing, clinical trials and population health research, and cybersecurity and Internet of Medical Things. Internet of Medical Things include your smartwatches or things that keep track of your pulse rate or maybe BP. All those comes under Internet of Medical Things. The feasibility of the solution. The major two barriers for feasibility of introducing blockchain would be interoperability and scalability issues. Interoperability would be from functioning through different institutes. They may store on a different blockchain, or they might be not accessible to the blockchain, or scalable issues being from making it a small idea to a big, huge system where the medical records would be stored. The few examples or the use cases which have already been introduced would be MDS Mexico started testing for COVID-19 in October 2021 based on a blockchain guarantee to authenticate the vaccine certificates. And in April 2020, the IBM is a company, I think one of the most popular products would be SPSS, which you are all aware of, launched Rapid Supply Connect. It's a blockchain-based network to connect healthcare organizations and governments with non-traditional suppliers of devices, equipment, and supplies to combat COVID-19. And the hospitals in China have also implemented blockchain to ensure timely delivery and accurate tracking of medications to provide patients of COVID-19 in their homes also. So coming to the market value of this, top line, bottom line. Top line earning potential could be having the metadata with all the hospitals, the corporations or corporate hospitals can sell this data to researchers, just like there are now we have to pay for getting uh, research papers like Elsevier and Science Direct are doing. So that can be used for data too in coming days. And can the agency maintain the blockchain can also charge hospitals on subscription basis for annual or monthly. Expenses being the cost for maintaining the infrastructure, personal cost to maintaining the blockchain or feeding information to the blockchain, and security and maintenance cost to maintain the integrity of the blockchain. This table provides an estimated value. So market size estimate currently is around $1.97 billion for this. The revenue forecast for 2030 being $126 billion. That gives a projection of a CAGR of 68.1% from in these 8 years from 2022 to 2030. So right now, the companies involved in it are IBM, there's Guard Time, there's ISOL LLC, and it has been found that blockchain can be used used in those countries with scopes with good potential, such as US, Canada, including India, India, Australia, China, and South Korea. So the following innovation requires an integrated approach towards collective adoption of blockchain in the healthcare industry. This concept is just in preliminary stages, and further work is being put to make it practical and open to further research. So further research and innovation needs to be done to take it forward. Thank you so much. I'll be taking questions from the judge.
Arnav sir, can we have the questions for the candidate?
Yes. So good presentation. Few tips first, then I will go into the question answer thing. Yes. First of all, the problem statement was, I mean, it's a generic problem statement you focused on, but I could not find out exactly what you are going to do. That means the method, or maybe the exact problem solving, because this blockchain thing is already in existence, and it is nothing new. What innovation is there in your proposed idea or proposed solution? Novelty.
Sir, I would prefer to bring in all the hospitals into the blockchain, sir. So based on that, we can get all the medical records into it.
The question is, what is the novelty? Because already blockchain is there in crypto and many other things. They're already having a network. What is the innovation in it? This is a setup. This is going to be you'll be connecting the hospitals. I'm asking, is there anything which is novel or patentable in the entire process?
Not patentable as such, but it's more like getting the system into streamlining the system, basically, sir.
So it's in idea phase, or you have a proof of concept about this?
No, so I'm in touch with my friends across engineering fields. I'm discussing them with this. It's just in idea phase. So we're still working on it. Yes.
Are you working alone, or you have a team?
Right now I'm searching for my teams. I mean, like, I have contacted multiple friends regarding this also. So, they're all doing internship and stuff. So once they're out of it, we'll be proceeding with it.
Okay. And what do you think? How much time will it require to have the proof of concept?
Sir, I think we need to initially we'll need to brainstorm, and I think it'll take maybe around 6 months to collect in all the resources and to get in with everyone. So we can have a proof of concept.
So first of all, you need to build up your team.
Yes, sir.
So team selection, the team member selection will be a mammoth job, and that will be taking a lot of time. Yes. So following that, you may require 6 months to have a proof of concept.
Yes.
Yeah. So is there anyone at present who has contributed to the presentation?
One of my friends from IIT Madras, sir, we had brainstormed a little bit on that. So he was a part of the presentation. So he was.
So your presentation should include your team members' names and acknowledgement. That is just, it's a friendly advice. It's nothing to judge you or anyone, but to improve upon presentations, you must give
Yes.
some acknowledgement to the team members. That's why I asked about team. It's a team game. Okay.
Yes.
Anyways, it's a good presentation. The need is there. The market size is also there. It's a huge market, and data security is utmost important thing in medicine. I mean, medical
Yes.
data related things, because it's a medical legal thing always.
Yes.
Okay. So all the best and keep up the good work. Organize your team.
Yes, sir, sure.
It's very difficult to evaluate at this stage, but still I'll be
Yes.
trying to do justice to your idea.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Revan. Next, we'll have Anuja Karwa.
Just wait 1 minute. My teammate is joining.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Anuja, will it take some time for them to join?
Okay, Jay Prakash can present if he is ready.
Jay Prakash, are you ready now? Okay, then can we have the next candidate, Mimansa Jindal?
Yes, I can present my presentations if you make me the co-host.
Everyone can present. I've changed the settings.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, am I visible and audible?
Yes, you are audible and visible.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Today, I and my team are here to present our initiative, Trinetra, aimed to prevent 3 hypertensive complications through artificial intelligence and cuffless BP monitoring. My teammates Tarun Kumar Subari, Satvik Uppali have contributed in this project, and I, Dr. Mimansa Jindal, am here to present it in front of you. So, the overall prevalence of hypertension in India has been estimated to be approximately 29.8%. Now, hypertension poses 3 problems presently. First is the imminent risk of complications. Systemic hypertension, especially the variation, the short-term and the long-term variability of BP, is a major risk factor for cardiovascular and cerebrovascular diseases, accounting for approximately 45% of global mortality. Second is the inconsistent monitoring. We've observed that proper monitoring can help clinicians to draw the prediction for future risk of stroke and CNS events. The morbidity and mortality associated with hypertension can be reduced by 50% easily using digital healthcare tools. Third, preeclampsia. We've observed that preeclampsia is usually not talked about when studying hypertension in medicine. In India, the incidence of preeclampsia is reported to be 8 to 10% among pregnant women. Early detection and prevention of preeclampsia can reduce fetal loss, maternal deaths by 60% approximately. Our proposed solution. We have proposed an artificial intelligence-based model which uses machine learning-based algorithms to predict the risk of CNS and CVS events, as well as the risk of preeclampsia in pregnant females using a cuffless BP measuring device. Working principle. Our first working principle is to predict the risk of CVS and CNS complications. So earlier traditional models based on regression such as Cox-Hazard's regression for survival model along with Framingham risk score have been a cornerstone for predicting the risks. Such models have been useful and often necessary in predicting associations. However, when it comes to prediction, machine learning algorithms, which are an upcoming reform, provide a more flexible relationship among the predictor variables as well as the outcome. The challenge in the present day is to decide which machine algorithm will suit best to your project. In this project, we have decided to use the XT-Boost ensemble algorithm to predict the risk of serious complications and strokes in hypertensive patients through two separate lists of predictors. So the common parameters for both are age, gender, BMI, smoking status, exercise mode, resting mode, marital status, diabetic status, and the separate parameters for CVS events and cerebral events are heart rate variability, mean arterial BP, 24-hour average SBP, 24-hour average DBP for CVS, and history of previous cardiovascular diseases such as atrial fibrillation in particular, 24-hour average SBP, 24-hour average DBP with the SBP and DBP in general for both. For research and evaluation of a model, we can compare this with the classic regression models using 5 evaluation metrics such as accuracy, sensitivity, specificity, F1 score, area under the curve of the receiver operator charts, which we plan to use further for performance evaluation. So the preparation cycle for making this project in future will involve 5 phases. First is preparation, which involves deciding the outcome, the predictor variables, and choosing which algorithm to implement. Second will be running the prediction model on a sample size. Third will be validation, followed by testing, followed by comparison with the existing regression models. A second working principle is based on a simple rollover test for preeclampsia. The rollover test is a simple non-invasive bedside clinical test designed for pregnant females between 28 to 32 weeks of gestation. The simple funda is that the uterus is usually dextroverted, thus pressing the inferior vena cava, decreasing the venous rudder to the heart, and also creating a rise in the peripheral resistance. Therefore, in supine position, the diastolic BP is deemed to be higher as compared to left lateral position. So in this test, the patient is given a portable, cuffless, photoplethysmography based BP monitoring device. BP is measured first in the lateral decubitus position, left lateral decubitus preferably, followed by measuring the BP in supine position. If the difference between the two is more than 20 millimeters of mercury, higher being in supine position, then the test is considered positive. Patient and the doctor both are alerted. If the difference is less than 20 millimeters of mercury, then the test is negative and we continue the basic monitoring. This 20 mmHg cutoff has been chosen after a lot of study in Indian population as well as overseas. This test presently has a sensitivity of 60%, specificity of 96%, positive predictive value of 38%, and negative predictive value of 98% globally. The data in Indian scenarios also shows similar readings. However, if we couple it with uterine artery Doppler, the co-test gives a sensitivity of 81.46%, specificity of 92.5%, and a positive predictive value of 91.6%. The hardware which we propose to design in future will comprise of 3 major components. First is protocentral express, protocentral pulse express. Basically, this is a photoplethysmography detector. It will give us optical sensor readings of pulse. Further, the MAX 32664D, this is the processor which will convert those readings into BP, heart rate, SpO2 and such. This Arduino Nano 33 BLE Sense will convert those readings into comprehensible data which we can analyze and calculate the relationships. Third are jumper wires. So typically, like I said, the photoplethysmography is the simple output which we'll receive from the optical sensors. But the MAX 32664D is the sensor hub which will do all the calculation and give us the final output. The design which we propose is a simple finger ring size Velcro based device. The advantages of our design are that it will provide a continuous monitoring. It will be minimally invasive. It will use tested and proved algorithms, will be cost effective. However, we couldn't include significant parameters in this study because they were invasive, and long hours of device use will be needed to measure the variations. So with a proper working software and hardware interface and the use of invasive parameters in future, maybe we can create a better device. And with the given burden of hypertensive patients in India, We believe that if 1% of hypertensive patients buy the device, that is 4 lakh people, it will create a turnover business of 24 crores. Here are the references for our project. Thank you.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So you are a medical doctor?
Sir, actually, I just gave my NEET PG exam this year and I've joined MD Radio Diagnosis at Maulana Azad Medical College.
Ma'am, CEO, great.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So just tell me about your team members who are there.
Sure, sir. Sir, I have two team members. Tarun is currently in third year. He's in Rangaraya Medical College. And Satvik, he's also in third year. He's in KIMS Hubli. So we've made this idea mainly, through a long distance only. We weren't together. Otherwise, we would have had a hardware also with us.
So this is in idea stage, or there is any proof of concept?
So this is an idea stage only.
Okay. Do you think this idea is novel?
Yes, sir. So because till date we have the Framingham score, but it involves multiple parameters such as a lipid profile, triglyceride levels. So we don't plan to include those in our study. We just plan to include the BP variability in the day and the night.
No. The question is that the scores are not a patentable thing. Okay, I'm emphasizing this thing because it's an innovation hackathon, ideation or idea related to innovative products. So novelty, in which part of the project there is novelty? Just tell me. Have you ever, done a patent search on this idea?
Yes, we have. So the first novelty comes in including preeclampsia in this project. We have the rollover test, but it is not performed in the gynae OPDs and OPS OPDs very routinely to predict the risk of preeclampsia. So the second novelty comes, like I said, in the variability of BP. That is not something which has been well explored till date. There are a number of parameters which we're using, such as, like I said, lipid profile, or maybe with the help of USG Doppler, but we are not using BP variability as such. And also, we have not coupled it with hardware, with a cuffless BP monitoring device. So that's where the novelty lies.
Have you ever heard of a device called DOSI?
No, sir.
It is not only non-invasive, it is even contactless.
Okay.
Okay, it's already in the market. Okay, you can search with the keyword DOSI. Anyways, I'm not demoralizing you guys. Very good job. Try hands-on. The success will come very easily because the codes are everything are there on YouTube or internet. Okay, in the sense, I mean, how you implement this thing in your project, that is your acumen or that is your skill, but the process is very much doable. It's a good initiative, and I look at in a different perspective, because diagnosis of BP variability is important, but most important is screening. Okay, many patients do not know that they are having hypertension. Many pregnant women do not have the access to such devices for regular monitoring without the intervention of the healthcare workers. So this thing can be used at home. Okay, domesticated device. So the market size, you rightly said, it's huge. Only factor is that there are a lot of game players in the market. Okay, so don't get demoralized by that. Like I said in the previous presentation as well, ideas are very good, and there are practical application areas as well. So don't think negative. Start this project. It can be done within 2-3 months. Good idea. Try to get accuracy as much as possible, because the sensor you mentioned, the max 30
Yes, sir. 32664.
3000 is not a medically approved. That means it's not a medical grade sensor. There are many problems with the hardware as well. So during such kind of innovation hackathon or presentation, try not to mention the specific parts or components of devices.
Okay, sir. Sir, actually, we had tried to surface this project with the help of Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University for Women, IGDTUW. So, the faculty there, Dr. Pooja Bhatti, she advised that I should get into making this hardware, and I can take a sample size of 15 to 20 patients from AMC itself just to see how this goes further. So that's why I included this part very recently into the PPT.
So in your during your development phase, like proof of concept phase, you can work with the max 3000 because very inexpensive, and
Yes.
you will get early success. But break open any medical grade pulse oximeter and see whether the sensor is max 3000 or something else.
Okay, sir.
Okay, so it has got many fallacies. Even the code has to be written in proper way so that the algorithm, before running the AI or ML algorithm, the code has to be written in proper way. Because I myself have worked with this sensor, and it gave me a lot of pain. It is easily doable by seeing many videos and all many things, but ultimately the product has to be medical grade, correct?
Right, sir.
It should not be confusing people. It should not be under diagnosing or over diagnosing things. So it's a sincere suggestion while participating in, it's not kind of a brainstorming session, it's a judgment session. So I would rather say that try not to mention specific parts. In case of Arduino, you can just say microcontroller unit or maybe MCU, okay, development board, like that. So that is a suggestion. And all the best. It's a good idea. I mean, I'll be curious to know what happens to this in future. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, Memansa. Next, we'll have Jay Prakash.
Hello. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you turn on your camera, please?
Yeah. Yes. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Okay, fine. There'll be a video in between. So please tell me if the audio of the video is clear or not, just for like 1 minute.
Sure.
Yes. Is this clear?
We can't hear the audio.
Okay, audio isn't.
Your audio is clear. The video's audio I can't hear. You have not started playing it.
Videos are.
Okay, okay. Please let me know if the video's audio is clear or not. Is it audible?
The video's audio is not audible.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. I'll present it without that video. That's fine. Okay. Hello, everyone. I'm Medical Cadet Jaiprakash Gurav from Armed Forces Medical College. I'm third year medical graduate and here to present a solution on olfactory testing as an early olfactory testing as an early diagnostic marker for Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's diagnosis. So we validated our idea with our esteemed panels, and here is the major problem which is faced. The current diagnosis for Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's occurs after significant disease progression, and early diagnosis is.
Previous slide, please. Previous slide, please.
So the first slide or the
validation slide. You said now we validated.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Fine.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir. So Parkinsonism and early diagnosis is often not possible until the symptoms arise due to the variable clinical course. Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's diagnosis is usually established through clinical findings such as generalized dystonia, Parkinsonism, and it requires neuroimaging techniques like brain MRI, CT scans. Molecular testing can also aid in the diagnosis. So our challenge was, is there any simplified low-tech method of collecting and analyzing clinical data to support early Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's Alzheimer's diagnosis. We went through a thorough literature search and found that olfactory area provides as a new area of research. We found few papers stating that sensory impairment does occur in Alzheimer's disease and it does occur in Parkinsonism and progression of it. So we thought of using this as an early biomarker for Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's. So we came up with the solution SNP. Here is an early idea. The healthcare worker themselves or the community advocates or the patients who themselves think they suffer from Alzheimer's or Parkinsonism can take a scratch test where it will have different odors placed in order and they have to tell whether they can smell it or not. Few of the odors on our smell test will be positive or some of them might be blank. So he has to just tick on it whether he can smell it or not. The olfactory kit will have one QR code placed on it, which will have the correct answers of encoded in it, and the patient will take the photo of that sheet, where a cloud platform will analyze it, and based on the previous results and the data which it has been fed, it will give results and likelihood of person developing Parkinsonism or Alzheimer's. So our proposed approach is that first to design the test, then to conduct the testing campaign, and then deploy the digital platform. For designing the testing kit, we went through a kits available, and visit B test kit, which is available for $18, is one of the cheapest kit we thought can be employed. Then we can engage the volunteers, patient advocates, and patient caregivers for testing of the campaign and collect as much as data as possible from the patients who are already suffering from Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's. Then finally develop a digital platform where these results can be directly uploaded to an application or a web portal and analyze this collected data. When we came to the selection of the kit, there were many of the kits which were available. The most famous is University of Pennsylvania Smell Identification Kit, which has around 40 different items for which it's been tested. But we found that Brief Smell Identification Test A for Alzheimer's and Brief Smell Identification Test B for Parkinsonism was the best one, with 12 item test kit, which costed around 17 euros for the first kit. What makes our solution unique compared to the others? The first point, it's tangible, it's very specific and implementable. The tests are commercially available and deployable immediately. The cost effectiveness and low tech solution which this test provides. This does not need medical professionals to administer it. It has a digital platform which allows centralized data collection and analysis. This is how our portal will be, where the patient will enter his or her data and click the image of his test. That our application will tell the predictive scores for developing the disease, and then he can go for consultation. This can be used in screening for patients. Our market analysis showed that there is a $20 million available market with an obtainable market of $4.5 billion and total accessible market of $8 billion. We predict that the break-even point will be at 2 years and a cumulative profit can be attained of around 18 million. But for that, we need to implement a solution. So for the implementation, we plan a 6-month implementation program where one branch of our work implementation will be focused on developing olfactory testing campaign and data analysis. The second one will be focused on digital platform deployment. The campaign will focus on collecting the data, pilot testing the olfactory test, and expanding the test and research. Whereas digital platform will focus on developing the application and creating an digital solution or a web portal where patients can scan their data and upload it. This is our team, and thank you.
Can you just tell me the problem statement again?
Yes, sir. So our main problem statement is the main problem is that is there a simplified low-tech method of collection and analyzing of clinical data to support early Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's diagnosis?
So you said already diagnosed cases of Parkinson's and Alzheimer's will test it. So is it already, the test to be deployed on normal individuals to diagnose early Parkinsonism or already diagnosed Parkinsonism? Because the conflicting statements are coming. You said early detection, then you said Alzheimer's disease, already established cases of Alzheimer's and Parkinson's will be tested.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So, yes, sir. I'll clarify this doubt. Thank you for your question. So, the main question which we are addressing is that is there an simplified way from which we can analyze whether person is suffering from Alzheimer's or Parkinsonism or not. So this will be an screening device where we'll test normal people who have at the age of 60, 70 and more chances of developing Alzheimer's and Parkinsonism. But to develop that solution, we need some primary data because there is no online data set available which talks about decrease in Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's based on the based on the tools which we plan to employ. So our first aim will be to collect that data based on patients who are already suffering from the disease. So who already have Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's, will try to employ them with this test kits and see how is the pattern in which they score. Because some research paper already suggests that Parkinsonism has decrease in threshold of the smell. Like if you could smell earlier at a concentration of 20 volume by volume, you'll smell now at a concentration of 50. So the threshold is increased. Whereas some papers suggest that Alzheimer's has a decrease in smell distinguishing ability. Like you won't be able to distinguish smell A from smell B. So basically, first we need to analyze like what type of pattern is there in the population, and then come up with a good data set which can be used to screen people in future.
So the problem statement is biased from the beginning because it's the device is a smell detecting device, correct?
So the device, it will be a paper sheet which will have some.
Whatever
Yes, sir.
It's a medical device. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It may not be electronic, it may be something else, but it's a product or device which detects smell.
Yes.
Correct? Smell perception in any individual.
Yes.
Am I correct? Smell perception in any individual. Okay. Is there any guarantee that if I have sinusitis, I can have less smell perception? Correct.
Yes, sir, definitely. So that will be included in the early questionnaire where we'll remove the significant causes. Like if you have atrophic rhinitis, then definitely you will have an anosmia which will be there. And if a person has rhinitis, there'll be some decreased sensation. If he has COVID, then also there'll be some decreased sensation. But when we employ it to our when we'll employ it, we'll have few questionnaires which will be there in place, which will ask them if that accompanying symptoms are there or not. Like if he has having nasal drainage at the same time, like if he's having some drainage runny nose or not. So that will definitely indicate he's not suffering from Parkinsonism and Alzheimer's. He's suffering from acute conditions like viral rhinitis or allergic rhinitis.
My question, you did not hear my question. I could not complete because you wanted to say. Just let me finish my question. Okay. The question, the doubt is that how can you quantify if the person is already having early Parkinsonism as well as sinusitis? When in that case, what will you do? It can be possible,
yes.
Na?
Yes,
it's a common thing. So question is not that I'm criticizing you. Idea is very good, and smell sensing devices are not available readily. Those are there in the research labs. No such product has come to the market which precisely or accurately diagnose smell. So my suggestion will be, rather than cornering your idea or problem statement to a specific thing like Parkinson's and Alzheimer's, let's call it at this stage a smell detecting device. You do anything with it. You can also apply or implement this device in detection of COVID as well. Okay. Or predicting COVID as well. So that's why I said in my message that from the beginning, don't think solution oriented. Okay. The problem statement is detecting smell accurately.
Yes,
okay,
sir.
through a device.
Yes.
This is the actual problem statement. You are talking about implementation area. If you are if you are considering a wide implementation area apart from Alzheimer's and Parkinsonism, the market size of the device or the impact of the device, I mean, we calculate through how many lives it touches, will be huge compared to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's, because over time you will train this device, okay, with
Yes, sir.
machine learning algorithms.
Mm.
So the training should not be corrupt. If training data or trained data is corrupt, then your interpretation will be wrong. So my suggestion at this stage, concentrate on making something which diagnoses or detects smell very accurately. Implementation area can be anything, many things. Okay, that will widen the scope of the device. That will bring you back to focus. Okay, the focus is to make that device which can detect smell. Okay,
Yes, sir.
subjectively not, it's objectively. Okay. So
Yes.
subjective detection methods are already there in the clinical practice. Now, there will be multiple factors. Suppose
Ye-
Parkinson's disease or maybe Alzheimer's both have cognitive impairment. Okay, the patient has to have absolutely intact cognitive functions to perform the test and give right evaluation parameters. So these things need to be taken care of while making this device. So it's a difficult project, it's not so easy project. The feasibility is a big question, and it will take a long time to develop this device, but if it is done, it will be a great medical device for sure. All the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your advice, sir. Thanks a lot. So, coming to that part where there is a lot of objective and subjective tests available, so we actually went across a lot of things. So we found the easiest solution to tackle this is that since we plan to have this as a paper in which there will be smells impregnated, and a person will tell whether he can smell or not. So what we plan is that we'll have a grid of around 10 by 10. Well, there will be 100 different smells now, and out of which some of them will have some smell and some of them will be absent. So if person types to malinger or tells some lie and ticks on a wrong one, so this sheet will have some a answer key behind it, so which won't be visible to the patient definitely, because there will be some QR code which will encode for that all answer key. So once a patient ticks whether he can smell it or not, so he'll put a tick or a cross, and then when phone will be used to scan it along with the questionnaire, it will tell whether patient could have malingered or not. So this is what we thought we could do for eliminating some subjective errors which might be there.
Again, my suggestion will be, don't please don't jump into solutions. You
Yes,
should
sir.
be dissecting the problem statement very carefully, very I mean minutely, in detail. The problem statement, finding the problem statement, it's called problem statement finding, and second is screening. That means the problems are many, you have found out maybe 5 6, but there may be 50 problem statement associated with the key problem statement. Okay,
Yes, sir.
find out those, eliminate the biases, then brainstorm about each functional requirement. Okay, at this stage, I may say that it's very premature, I mean, to predict the method. Okay, that this will be the method, this will be the I mean way, how we can and detect the whether the patient is malingering or not. So I'm not discouraging, I'm saying that let's fine tune this thing, and it can be a great device provided you dissect these problem statements in different sub parts. Okay, find out what else can be there, what else can be thought of, or what else can give bias to the result. So ultimate
Yes.
goal is to make this safe smell detection device using smartphones, AI, ML, etc., many things. But ultimately, what we are detecting, diminution or change or reduced perception of smell accurately. Okay,
Yes, sir.
as precise as possible. This
Yes.
is our ultimate goal, है ना?
Yes, sir.
So just don't, this is a suggestion, if you can jump, but at this stage, as of now, since it's ideation phase, you must include many other bias factors and try to achieve functional as well as technical requirements of the project.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you for your suggestions.
Thank you, Jay Prakash. Next, we'll be having Anuja Karwa.
Yeah, I'll share my screen. Hello.
Yes.
Um, my teammate is there, Vinamra.
Yeah. Okay.
Are you ready?
So, yeah. Thank you.
Okay, let's
So-
start.
Anuja, please turn on your video.
Actually, when I share my screen, my video turns off.
No, on Zoom you can turn on your video and present. Devang, I think you can do that, right?
Sure, ma'am. Like I will do that. Just a second.
Okay.
We can see.
Is my
We can see you,
camera
Anuja.
on? Oh, okay, good.
Okay. Anuja, can you
Yeah.
stop sharing your screen? I can share mine because you won't be able to change.
Okay, sure. Thank you.
Thank Okay. So, hey everyone.
Sir, is this um, sir, is this presentation visible to you? Enough, sir?
It is visible. It is visible. Clearly visible.
Okay, sir. Yeah, continue, please.
Okay, sir. So, hey everyone. We are proud to present you and you herb. Let's defeat endometriosis together.
Hi, Vinamra.
Hey Anuja, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. पता है आज मैंने मेरी OBGY के पोस्टिंग में endometriosis की केस देखी. You know, endometriosis is the most common debilitating disease which most people never heard of. It is one of the leading cause of female fertility, and it affects 1 in 10 women. Isn't it bad?
Yeah, it is like medical science have went so far, but still is there some issue like this?
Because the diagnosis of endometriosis takes 3 to 11 years to diagnose after onset of initial symptoms.
Oh my gosh, really? Is it so?
Yeah. And you know, the most women have to leave their careers, abandon their dreams of becoming mother, and compromise in their relationship.
Oh, like the situation is really so bad. But do
Yeah.
you know, I got something for you.
Oh, what is it?
So let me present you the solution. We are developing a smart and a user-friendly application which will consist of a simple questionnaire, a top-of-the-edge AI chatbot, teleconsultancy, blogs, videos, information of the nearby healthcare centers such as hospitals, etc., all at one place. While outlining the key feature, I would say that we have a questionnaire which would consist simple question to be asked to the patients, and based on their given answers, we will predict their risk to getting exposed to endometriosis. Teleconsultation will provide them with an edge to consult top-end doctors and get right advice at a right place within the comfort of their home itself. Of course, we are creating awareness. We are having blogs, videos, information all around the place gathered just at once to provide the edge to the user and to make people aware that such conditions really happens. Of course, in the time when due to human factors we can't be there 24 hours. So here our AI chatbot will let this work do for us. Our chatbot is powered by cognitive neural network that let you help in the harder times. So here is the app design that we follow. We have a simple UI that let every user, despite of their background, to interact with the application at their own pace. The design is simple and we have specifically chosen colors of combination of blue and white in order to provide a homely environment to the user. Though everything would be stacked, here There are some more UIs of how the tests look like, as well as the profile of the various doctors over there, where people can come and actually make an appointment. With the map API, people would be able to get the direction to the nearby hospitals. Though, while talking about the value proposition of our application, of course, we provide an easy to use environment. Affordability is our key because we want it to be used by the maximum people despite of their financial circumstances. Quick results are there with the help of dynamic scheduling, and it would be provided in the real time. Why? With the test that you take, there would be a diagnostic. Though this would help you to make the things quick, user friendly as we all are, and most importantly, we are a one stop to all the information that you would require or around it.
So here is target market of EndoHub. Women, families. Of course, women's health is not only her. Hospital, clinics, primary health centers.
Okay, now let's talk about the size of market. Though the total available market resides somewhere around 486 million based on our research, the serviceable available market is of 207 millions. While with a launch of initial 5 years, we aim to capture the 153 million serviceable obtainable market.
So revenue model of EndoHub includes subscription to our app, advertisement running on our app and website, partnership with hospitals, clinics. Key activities of EndoHub includes research and development, development of app and website, beta testing and improvements, and most importantly, collaborations with the authorities.
Now, let's actually talk about the timeline. As of right now, while we are producing this idea in front of you all, the research and development have already taken place, while the development of the application and website is already partially done. We are right now just deploying it on the servers and would help them, like would actually aim to have them by 1st or 2nd of December to be running live. Then, for a later analysis of business, we target till Jan 23. For the beta testing, in the month of Feb and March, to be followed by improvements, collaboration with more authorities out there, to finally a predicted launch by July 23. So here is the consultation of our team from here, like the team AV, Anuja Karwa, a medical student, and I, Vinam Sharma, a master's in computing science student. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Yeah, hi.
Sir.
Yeah. So your what is the TRL level of your product or device, whatever?
Okay, so sir, like right now, so we have like already done the partial development of the website as well as the application. Like as of now, even like just like today at the morning, we were like done with our first stack of code and like would be pushing it online with the servers. So it would be live by December 2022, like this year only by the 1 month.
So is it targeting the already diagnosed cases of endometriosis, or
No, sir.
it's a screening
Uh,
device?
Okay, so like our website would be helpful for both the people who are like already being diagnosed or who are like still have the symptoms to be diagnosed. So they could take tests. So similarly, like we have taken for the COVID cases. So they could take there would be a questionnaire. They could answer that questionnaire and it would predict that whether they have a chances of getting exposed to it or not. As well as we have already have the information for the people who are already diagnosed with it.
That is the thing. I mean, not very clear that what is the objective. Just can you just clarify that doubt?
Sure,
Objective.
sir.
One,
Sure,
one,
sir.
one hand you are saying it's I mean chances of having this, or
Yes.
other hand you are saying that already diagnosed. Just clear that doubt, please.
Sure, sir. So the thing is that because like specifically when we're talking about the endometriosis, like the people are so unaware of it, and sometimes it do take them 3 to 11 years to actually get to know that do they really have this. So at what our app do, like as a precaution base, anyone can actually take up this like online test to have like it would rate that whether they have a chances of having it or not. So like that would actually be for the people who are not diagnosed with it, and people who are already diagnosed with it, we have a bunch of information and AI chatbot to help them and to serve them with the needful information, as well as they could consult to the doctor through us.
So what is the novelty in this? You may develop this platform, maybe. So suppose you develop this, okay?
Yes, sir.
There will be at least 10 copies within 10 days.
Yes, sir. Like, sir, I do agree with this. Like,
I'm
sir,
just,
right now, sir.
I'm just think.
Yes, sir.
I'm not at all criticizing anyone. I'm just saying,
Yes,
being an inventor, what should I ask if I make this product? Ask to
right, sir.
myself, okay? You
Right, sir.
make it. It's a wonderful product. You make it. After within 10 days, 10 people
Yes, sir.
make it.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
What is the novelty? How can we protect this idea?
All right. Okay. So, sir, so that's a very nice question. And actually, I was like asking me the same question just before the start of this. Okay. So like the thing is that the way we are using it is really simple. Being very honest, we are using the like technology with the simplest form so that we would be able to address more people. And it is very possible that like as we launch, a lot of big companies, the big tech companies, they could easily pharmaceutical, they could easily jump in and to like copy the same idea and to develop it. But like sir, like the most thing that I believe is that like there is no other app so far who is combining all of these things together specific to this disease. So like this is what makes us different. But on the terms of like the copying, sir, I do believe like every idea, like either we have seen the Zomato, Swiggy, and like any of the thing, so they are being copied, but this is more about execution. Like they might take our idea, but they can't take the way we can execute it because it is our idea.
Yeah, understood. Basically, this is kind of a screening tool. Okay, screening tool. So every a woman with menstrual history, within the menstrual period, in the, who has not attained menopause, many maybe, because the problem is mainly in the menstruating group. Okay,
Right.
post menopause, the symptoms drastically reduce because of low estrogen level and many other things. So everyone has to install this app.
Yes, sir.
Everyone means in this group, particular subgroup,
Right.
males will definitely not use. Okay, male individuals will not be using the app. So drastically, the app's application area reduces to 50% of the total population,
Population.
almost,
Yes.
or the gender ratio what is there.
Yes, sir.
So have you ever, thought of these factors, that how much, the quantification of the market size, etc., are not so simple. Okay, you just
Yes, sir.
projected few slides regarding the market size and all. Understood. Good thing. But think to incorporate more novelty in this, because it's kind of a compulsion, or you are creating, suppose you have to have this app to diagnose or screen for this thing, so you need to definitely invest a lot in doing publicity of this.
Uh, can I add up something here?
Yeah, please.
Uh, so like okay, so this was a factor that we have considered like at the initial phase. That like this might be an issue that like actually like getting the people to come to our platform, that might be like a very big challenge, and we have to do a lot of marketing. So like what we have come for like, and then like said the reason why they would be able to get to us and like they would be able to know about us without us extensively marketing. So is the way like sir our blogs and the information platform. So this is the reason why we have incorporated the information platform, because like sir that provides us a lot of search engine optimization, due to which, for example, if I would be having some issue like if I'm a girl and I would be having some issue, I would Google something, we would be able to rank higher on the Google and to the other search platform. So this would like provide us an organic marketing and like just be sustainable for a longer time.
So are you planning to launch it in WhatsApp chatbot or your own app chatbot?
No, sir. So like okay, so like our like sir our product, like sir it would be both like sir this will not be just in chatbot. So the chatbot is a small part of it. So
Okay.
like this is a complete like a whole frame application, which have an information all of like an information portal regarding videos, content about it, a chatbot as well as a test screening test, like an option to actually consult a doctor, like to actually make an appointment with a doctor to check the nearby health center, and the similar kind of things together.
So, Anuja, being medical
Yes, sir.
student and from the fraternity, you have more responsibility than Vinamra, because the software
Yeah.
part is the easiest part. It can be done very easily, but the main science behind it comes from medical fraternity. Okay,
Yes, sir.
you need to contribute much more. Okay, because it has to be designed in very tactful manner so that it can reach and be user friendly. Also remember this thing, it should be it should be having a good de-identified data, or maybe data security will be very important because it's a private issue. Okay, you, as you mentioned, that many people do not talk about this because there is social stigma or taboo regarding talking about menstruation or pain related to that.
Yeah.
Endometriosis also comes with infertility. Okay, there are many associated problems. So definitely it has to be I mean, definitely the user would like not to disclose her identity. Okay, so data security, privacy is very important. And from medical fraternity you need to incorporate more people to contribute to the concept, because it's a good concept and it is doable, very much doable, and it has got a good commercial potential.
Yes, sir.
Good that you have thought about it, it's very important. Thank you.
Thank you, sir,
Thank you
for
so
your feedback.
much. Have a good day. Thank you.
With that, we are coming to an end to the session. Uh, Thank you, everyone. Uh, I extend my sincere thanks to Dr. Arnab Gosar for taking his time out for judging the event from his busy schedule. And we'll be releasing the results in after a short time. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for attending.